Okay, guys, welcome to the Power Hour with myself and Brazil's #1 bodybuilding journalist, Miguel Chain.
Hi, Giles. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I got you today,
And,
man.
thanks for number one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, mate, there's no one to compare. Come on. So obviously, we're it's just you and me today because Ron's sunning himself, sending us videos of bats and all these different creatures down under in Australia, sending me pictures of all the different alcoholic beverages he's drinking. So he's obviously having a really
Yeah.
really good time down there. Do you know what though? Even though we live in different countries, Miguel, I'm really missing him. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so because I weird, isn't it? He's like I said, I know it's just because I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, so obviously we have the Arnold Brazil coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Obviously the list came out today. So I'm familiar obviously with who I think will be the front runners, but there's a couple of names I'd like you to help me with. So where do you want to start? Are you aware of the first guy on the list, Sula Lalman Altakait from Kuwait? Are you aware of this guy?
No, there's a lot of unknown names for me, new guys. A few guys from Kuwait, a few guys from Czech Republic, and many guys from Brazil. So I think it's going to be new for both me and you, but we can check then and we
Okay.
can talk about them.
Okay, so I mean, the next guy on the list, the Brazilian, is Wellington Fernando Baptista. Now, you must know this guy.
Yeah, man, this guy, his nickname is Nescau, Wellington Nescau. He's a great bodybuilder. He turned pro at last year's Arnold Classic South America, but he couldn't compete at the pro show because for some reason they held the overall amateur overall bodybuilding show after the pro show.
Really?
So he got his pro card. Yes, I don't know why, but
Okay.
he got his pro card. And anyway, after 2 weeks after, they had another open pro show in Brazil, Muscle Contest Brazil's Expo Super Show, and he was there. He competed there. It
Okay.
was almost the same lineup uh, from the show. If I can remember, let me see. Wellington placed second place
Oh.
right behind Victor Boff.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
we
Okay.
had.
So he's good.
Yes, he's good. If I don't know if you want to, but if we can share, or I can send you the links, or if you can share the screen. He got his pro card. He did a show. Got second place right behind Victor Boff, which is a very great bodybuilder. And Nescau is trained by Fabricio Pacholoc, which is a great trainer in Brazil. He's the trainer of Ramondino, Gabriel Zancanelli, and he's been with Wellington Nescau for 10 years. So they are good friends. They know each other a lot. And for me, personally, I was watching his videos and okay, I think he's a little behind the schedule.
Oh,
I
really?
think yes, he might have to run in the last couple weeks. And they did that. They like accelerated a little and he started to lean out. Now he's a lot leaner, he's better, he's crispier, and they started his peak week. He's drinking like 12 liters of water per day and those things. And they are going to, Fabricio told me, they're going to start his carb up on Thursday. So he's going to carb for 3 days almost. He's not a big guy. He has beautiful lines. Sometimes we look at him doing some poses and we kind of remember Dexter Jackson's shape, the format of the structure. Not saying he's like Dexter, of course,
Mhm.
but you see him, you kind of remember Dexter. So he needs more size, and to be competitive he needs to be very shredded, very lean, because he's going to face great guys. But I think he'll be in the mix. I think he'll be fighting for top three
Oh,
at
wow.
least.
Okay. Okay, that's not bad. I'll
Yes.
have to go check him out, actually. Okay, so next on the list, we've got Slavoj Bednar from Czech Republic. I'm aware of this guy. He's pretty good. He's pretty
You
big.
know him?
Yeah, I've known him. Yeah, yeah. He's big guy, a lot of thickness, a lot of size, a lot of density. A little bit wide in the midsection. I don't know whether he's addressed that. but he's this kind of he does make top sixes in quite a few of the European pro shows. I think I've seen him on
Okay.
stage several times. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I don't know whether, I mean, he could be like a sort of kind of like a fifth place guy. You know, someone will probably be in the maybe first call out or the top end of the second call out. So yeah, so that's Slavoj is yeah. So obviously next on the list we have Vitor Hugo Boff, who's well, I mean, I'll let you go about Vitor, then I'll give you my opinion.
Yes, Victor, a little story about him. He he got his pro card like 3 years ago or so. He got his pro card at the same show, Olympia Brazil, as Marcelo De Angelis,
Okay.
Marcelo Horse. Yes, and he has a twin brother who was a bodybuilder too, but his twin brother is like smaller now. I don't think he's a pro.
Yeah.
At last year's Arnold Classic South America, Vitor Boff was in the first call out with Rafael Brandão, and he was in the center
Oh, wow.
in some moments. He was, yes. We didn't have. I can't see. I couldn't find the scorecard, but I was told that he was winning in the prejudging. In the finals, Rafael Brandão came in better, drier, and everything, and he could win the show. But Vitor Boff almost won the show. Rafael Brandão last year. 2 weeks later, he went to Muscle Contest Brazil Expo Super Show, where he competed against Wellington Nescau, against William Martins, against Bruno Santos, and he won the show. That's why that's where he could get his Olympia qualification.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at the Olympia, he wasn't so great. A few things happened. He was trained by Eduardo Correa at that time.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what really happened, but I think something happened. And Vitor, unfortunately, wasn't at his best during the Olympia. So, well, those things happens. And now he's working with Milos Sarcev.
That's right.
And,
Yeah. Milos said the other week, I had him on Global, and he said, yeah, that's cool.
yes.
So it'll be interesting to see if he's bigger this year then. Do you think he'll be bigger and better?
I think he's bigger. Sometimes I think he's better, but he's been posting a few things, and sometimes we look at him, okay, I don't think he's lean enough. I don't think he's on, because he decided to go to this show only 5 weeks before the show.
Really?
5 weeks out, he announced, okay, I'm doing the show.
Why?
I don't know why. Yes. I think I know why, but he just decided to go to the show. I think he was okay. I can win this thing. I can get my Olympia, because it's very important this year. We have Arnold Classic South America, and the next Open Pro show is like 6 weeks from now. New York Pro, I think.
Yeah. My God, yeah. It's a bit of a drought, isn't it?
So after that, we have New York Pro and several shows, California Pro, but qualifying early, I think it's a good thing to do at this point. And I think, okay, I almost ready. I was at the Olympia. I'm kind of lean, so I can push 5 weeks and I can compete. I think he has a chance. I think he's getting leaner, but it's his first time working with Milos, so I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, the thing is, that's like, it has me nervous, because if someone decides to enter a show 5 weeks out, I think that's a red flag for me, I'll be honest. And the thing is, Vitor, I mean, he is kind of one of the favorites coming into this show, because like I said, he did really well. And I didn't realize he nearly beat Rafael last year. I think that's a big shock. I didn't realize, because Rafael is, top 10 in the world. He's 10th at Olympia.
So almost beat.
Almost beat him, exactly.
Because
the fact that he came almost beating him.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he almost beat him. So, and like I said, Rafael, you think is the numero uno in Brazil, So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So, okay, then. So, would you say one of the front runners?
Yes. I think, sure. I think we have three guys going to for the title. Wellington Escal, Vitor Boff, and we are going to talk about the next one,
Yeah.
I think, in a few moments.
Now the next guy, I remember this guy from last year. I was
I
really
think I really sorry. I really think now, if I had to bet, I would say Vitor is a little ahead of Wellington Escal.
okay. Okay. Okay, well, the next guy, also from Brazil, Alan Bonadiman. I was impressed with this guy's
Bonadiman.
condition and his structure last year. I really liked his shape. He really stood out to me at the Arnold Brazil last year. So, what's your take on Alan?
Alan's a great guy. He's working hard. He's a taller guy. So being taller, he needs to fill up his frame yet, I think. He has a nice shape, nice lines. He always get shredded. He always on point. He never disappoints when in terms of conditioning. But I still think he needs a little more mass to be competitive. But he can be in the mix. If
Okay.
guys sleep on conditioning, I think can be.
Yeah.
And he's very strong, man. Very strong.
Oh, cool. Well, no, I liked his structure. You can see he needs to fill out a bit more, but I think he's he could have done a lot in the last year. So, okay, next we're going to go to,
Yes.
I've never heard of this guy, Kleber Reis de Silva from Brazil. What's he like?
Yes, I really don't know a lot about him. Uh, I think he's an old school guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few guys that are competing with. Okay, who is this guy? But I think he's an old school, older guy, and I don't think he's going to be in the mix. I think he's going
Well,
to be there just for fun. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not aware of him. So, okay, next we're going to go to another guy from the Czech Republic, is Josef Kvitin. Now, I spoke to Josef last week because I'm trying to get him on Global, but he said, "Can you wait till after the show because he's so exhausted." He said, "Please," he said, I'd really love to do an interview with you for your show." He says, "But I am so exhausted." He says, and my English isn't so good, and I feel like I'll just be, he said, "I won't give a good interview." So I said, "Okay, I'll contact you after the show." So yeah, so Josef, he looks really good to me, actually. I mean, I've not seen anything from the back, but he's one of these guys that, in progress pictures, he looks really, really dry, really, really shredded, really detailed. A lot of, a lot of stuff going on. Great condition, a lot of density. So I'm excited to see him on stage. I really want to see how he compares next to some of the Brazilian guys and obviously the couple of the other front runners that we're coming to. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy. I think it's his pro debut, I believe. So, but he looks absolutely fantastic. And
Really?
I'm wondering why he's making his pro debut here rather than the EVLS Pro show in Prague, because there's two Czech competitors in this show. There's obviously a long way for them to come. So maybe
Yes.
I wonder why that is. So, are you aware of him?
Yeah, I've heard about him like a couple weeks ago, and I was checking his shape, and I like his shape. I talked to him just a little because
Yeah.
and he's very excited and doing this show. And what I think, those guys that are coming to Brazil, they are coming here very lean, very shredded, extremely conditioned. The Brazilian guys, I'm a little afraid. That's my, and I would say for me, for the guys that just, of course, I didn't know the other Czech guy. I just saw his pictures today. I still prefer Josef over the other on Czech Republic, but I would just would need to see them together, because sometimes you can be mistaken. Okay, we look at the guy by himself,
Yeah,
and okay, this is not so good. But when you put him side by side with another guys, it's like Vitor Boff. You look at him by himself, okay, it's not so impressive. But you put him side by side with Rafael Brandão, and okay, now we have something.
Wow.
So I think I think Josef can be this way.
Right. Okay. So yeah, because I mean, I like seeing the new guys up there, and I like it, especially when they pick specific shows. So the thing is, he's one of these guys that might look great by himself in photos, and then he gets up there, and you're like, oh, you pull him apart. We've seen it many, many times. So let's see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that he comes up really, really good. Okay, now the next guy is from is a 23-year-old German athlete, Emir Omaragic, who had on Global Muscle this week. He's definitely put some size on last year. He was 5th place last year at the Arnold Brazil. He's been in Brazil for the last 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been Johann Schatz is his trainer. So he's been like literally just living, eating, sleeping, breathing, prepping in Brazil. So he said he wants to come and win this. He said, I'm here to win. He does look bigger. With this guy, the whole argument for muscle maturity, like Urs Kalasinski in the classic, completely goes out of the window, because this guy has muscle maturity and he's 23. I mean, that just blows my mind. I saw him when he took 2nd place in Spain in the end of 2021, the Big Man Weekend, to Angel Calderon. And I couldn't believe it, especially when I was doing the wrap-up on stage and he jumped in on the wrap-up and you see him up close. And I mean, that was 2 years ago. That was a year and a half ago. And he's so thick and he's so dense. So I'm really, really excited about this guy. I think he's one to watch. He's not lacking anything. He's good in all angles. And I think as long as he watches that midsection and he keeps that nice and tight, I think we're in for a bit of a surprise. So what's your take on Amir?
Yes, I was forgetting about Amir. And I feel, yes, man, I have to say he's going to be in the mix for top 3, because I think he's undeniable. He's bigger. He's also very lean. And like you said, you look at his physique, what is missing? Nothing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, he's training like crazy those last 3 years. Have you seen Johann Schatz?
Yes, I
training people.
90,
people cry.
People
cry.
Sorry. He what? Sorry.
People cry when training. Yes, people.
No
please
way.
Stop, and people start crying. Yes,
wow.
Man.
That's
it's
a good
crazy.
Sign. Wow, I remember him in the '93 Olympia. 93
yeah,
Olympia. I saw a picture and I was like, hang on a minute, and I saw the name and I thought that name rings a bell, and then it just flagged up in my head. I remember he was in the '93 Olympia. So now he's training people and making people cry.
Nicest guy in the world. He's working here. He used to be an NPC and Pro League judge in Brazil. I'm not sure if he's working as a judge anymore. Maybe he is, but I remember when I was working for Muscle Contest, covering the shows, Johan was there. Like he was the first to arrive at the venue, and he started carrying big boxes and helping people to carry and set up the stage. The guy did everything, and he was the last to leave. So great work ethics, and he's a great trainer. He's living in Brazil for like decades.
Oh, really?
And after, in the last 1 or 2 years, Brazilian people, yes, man. I think he was married to a Brazilian girl, something like that.
Okay.
And he's been here for years, and nobody could care less about him. But in the last year or two, he kind of, I don't know, he rebirth or something like that, and now he's training people. He's doing YouTube videos, and he's like a superstar in Brazil, and Brilliant. He's a great trainer.
Wow, yes. That's cool. I didn't realize he'd been in Brazil.
Yes.
I was thinking, why is it? I didn't ask him here. I was like, why is Johan over there? I thought maybe he'd gone over with him from Germany.
You mean or Emir?
Yeah, Emir, because obviously Johan are both German, aren't they?
Yeah, yes, he's from Germany, but they have some projects in Brazil, like big training centers, and they are trying to gather people from overseas to here. So they are trying. We have some training centers here. People are investing big money, and they want people from the USA and from Europe, big names, to come here, to train here, to produce content and spend time here. They are trying to turn Brazil in the place to go when you talk about bodybuilding. Like people go to Dubai or people go to Vegas. They want to turn Brazil one of those places, and they are putting money in this project, man. Fantastic. We have like 2 or 3 huge training centers in Brazil.
Brilliant. Well, that's probably partly why you guys are producing so many good bodybuilders. I mean, it's incredible. The last 4, 5 years. I mean, Rafael Brandao was the first one, really, when I saw him at the San Marino in 2017. You know, I remember Patrick Tour was prepping him
Yes.
at the time, said, like, he said, Giles, he says, tell you what, he said, there's something happening in Brazil. He said, it is going crazy. And then obviously the NPC split, and Tamer and Tarek obviously took over the muscle contest over there, putting amazing shows on, and they've just built it really, really well, you know? So, okay then. So, yeah, so I'm hopeful for Amir. I don't think he's going to win this. I think he's going to have his hands full with the final guy who we'll come to. But the next guy is a guy from Paraguay called Jefferson Romero. Have you ever heard of him?
Never heard of him.
No, me.
Whenever we have a show in Brazil, we have a new guy or two from Paraguay or Colombia. They just come here, but unfortunately, I don't know the guy. I just saw a few pictures. I don't think he's going to be a factor in this show. Do you?
I don't know who he is. I'm not aware of him. Never heard of him.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
No.
No. You can no. Second call out. We might have 10 or 11 guys. There's one guy that are not in the list yet, and we might have one or two more guys on the list
Oh, okay.
until Wednesday. But I think he's going to be at the second call out.
Okay. Right. Finally, I'm very, very excited about this guy. Is Behrooz Tabani from Iran? I mean, it's funny because Milos has been coaching him for 2 years, and Milos has never seen him in the flesh. And I've seen Behrooz twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's never met him because obviously he can't fly to America. He can't get his visa. So
he should hire you.
Sorry?
He should hire you. So
yeah. So yes, obviously I was doing the live stream commentary at the both years for Romania Muscle Fest, myself and Lauren. And I mean, he blew me away in 2021 when he took third behind Raphael and Samson. And then in 2022, when he beat Brett Wilkin, I mean, you know, you can hear my response on the live stream, especially the night show. This guy is, I mean, this is one of my favorite pros on the circuit right now. I can't wait for this new crop of fans to see him, because this guy has so much going on with his physique. There's so much when he flicks up his frontal bicep and the tiny waist. He's like a cartoon character. Crazy glutes. It still definitely needs a little bit more. He's like Nick Walker. He needs a little bit more quads from the front, but from the side and the back, this guy is sensational. And I'm probably going to be unpopular for saying it, but I think he's going to walk away with this easily. I really do. I think he's going to win it hands down. And I think people over that part of the world are actually going to really see just how good this guy is. And I've been watching all his progress, and I tell you what, he looks absolutely tremendous. So what's your opinion on Behrooz then? What do you think? Do you think he can take this?
Yes, I definitely think. I think it's going to be very hard taking the title away from him, unless he doesn't come. We don't know. But if he really comes, I think he's winning the show. It's going to be very hard for the Brazilians. Sometimes people have problems. Even Brazil is a little more friendly country for people to enter here. It's very hard. Someone like be denied. Okay, you can't enter here, but people still need a visa to enter Brazil, and some people don't know. I remember, I think it was Akin Williams, if I'm not mistaken, Akin or Juan Morel. I think it was Akin. He was at the airport to come here to compete at 2019, and he didn't have a visa. So, yes, they didn't let he board the flight. Okay, you don't have a visa. That just don't make sense. You go there, they are going to send
why
you
would
back.
you get on a flight if you don't have a visa? That's stupid.
Yes. So he needed to run, and he got an emergency visa, and he got the flight next day. So he arrived here a few hours before the prejudging.
Wow.
Crazy situation.
Holy shit. Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yes.
What a risk. What a risk. Well, hopefully Behrooz can get in, because I mean, I imagine his visa has to be sorted. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't be prepping, because like you said, it's 5 weeks now to the New York Pro, and he can't get to America. So I mean, he's really going to waste this prep if he cannot get into the Arnold Brazil. So like I said, if he gets in, for me, I think he's the hands down favorite. I am disappointed Sergio pulled out but I wasn't surprised because obviously what happened with the accident with that guy losing his life, I really, really felt bad for Sergio on that one. And I as soon as I saw that, I thought, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Sergio pulls out now. But I saw a picture today of Sergio, looks absolutely tremendous. So I'd imagine he'll be going for the New York Pro, trying to get his repeat win. And like I said, that was he won his pro debut there in 2017, as you know. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good show. Are you going to be there all 2 or 3 days?
Yes, man. Sergio, I was so sad because he's improving so much over the next few months, and it would be very special seeing him competing in Brazil. I have to confess, I would love to see him here. It's very sad the situation he's now. I hope everything clears as fast as possible. I hope he can do at least the New York Pro. And people likes to discredit here for some reason. I think this year is going to be a great year for him. And about Beatles, I think he's winning the show. May I ask you something about Beatles?
Yeah.
You saw him twice. You saw him like very close. Where do you put him? Like, let's say in the last Olympia. I know it's hard to say that, but would he make like fighting for top 10 or something like that?
He'd have been top 15.
It's great.
Yeah, I don't know whether he would have cracked the top 10, but he would have been 11th to 15th. I think he would have fell somewhere in there. Maybe, so... Oh, sorry, just getting a... Yeah, I think, that's what I think. I think that's he would have been, 11th to 15th. I think that'd be safe to say. But I think the best is yet to come from this guy because he's got such a crazy structure. And I really, really rate him. So, all right then, Miguel. And also, did you see the thing with Arnold going back on his Screw Your Freedom? Did you see that?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He backtracked. He total backtracked 2 years later.
Yeah. Yes, it's life. It's hard to say anything, but he apologized, right?
Yeah, he did. I don't know why, whether he was forced.
Yes.
I know you can force Arnold, but maybe it was heartfelt, So, so there you go. Well,
it was a difficult time for everybody at that moment. So everybody was talking. Yeah, it's hard to say and to judge anything. Now we know things we didn't know at the time, so it's a little easier. And I think the great people can recognize when they are wrong or something like that, and apologize. I think it's good.
Good. All right then, guys. All right, Miguel, thank you so much for helping with this, mate. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure Ron does. Ron said he was really stressing about the Arnold Brazil coverage. He didn't want to go to Australia, and I said, don't worry. Me and Miguel have got you covered. We'll cover you, mate. So
Yes.
just go have another whatever you rum and coke or something he was drinking. So and obviously stay tuned, obviously to MD this weekend because we have a lot of coverage. We're going to do like an in-studio wrap up. What's it called? The thing that Jen starts with the live show, the live sort of feed and everything. So looking forward to that. So I'll be watching the live stream and giving our commentary. So
Okay.
Miguel, thank you so much for coming on the MD Power Hour. Like I said, really appreciate all your help as always. And also check out Brazilian Beat, your show every single week. I'm doing a fantastic job with that, mate.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And when you need me, I'll be here.
Thank you, mate. And I want to get Vitor as well on Global Muscle, so I'll be messaging you tonight. So I think I want to get him on for this weekend.
Okay.
Well, not this weekend. Next weekend. Sorry, because he's competing.
Yeah.
So
yes.
All right, then, mate. I'll let you go, and I'll speak to you very soon. But thank you so much for coming on MD Power Hour, and like I said, I'm very jealous because you'll be at the show, and have a great time, mate.
It's going to be great, man. I can't wait to be there.
Cool. All right, then, mate. Speak to you soon.
See you.
Hey, did you like that podcast? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.